unless you had a literal two brain cells in your face, we know Donnie and friends have been manipulating the market and making their pockets beyond fat. They're making their pockets so heavy. You got to bust out the reinforced scooter because it's something just released. President Trump just disclosed that he owns more than 50 million of Bitcoin in a cold wallet. Holy crap. Whatever will we do? It's not like we, I'm sure, oh yeah. I'm sure I would love to hear his take on like the global state of the digital economy and all these rails and everything. He doesn't have a clue in my mind. I don't know. Some people sit there and they're like, no, he's actually a super secret genius. I don't know. I got no clue. But something tells me he's not too understanding of what the hell's actually going on in crypto. With the amount of problems a potential president maybe has to deal with, I don't know. But he owns Bitcoin, Ethereum staked, Coinbase stake in USD coin. Okay, Aave, Chainlink, Ondo. Okay, USDC. He's got allocations and all of it, okay? But except, I didn't see Solana either. So no Solana. Unless this is not all of it, but interesting. No Solana, no XRP. Okay. So he goes, fun fact, XRP community. He holds no XRP. This picture was paid for at the dinner that you paid to attend. Ripple is not being used for anything. You fell for a scam, dude. What a picture. What a picture. Son of a Richard. Yesterday was pretty landmark news. You should watch yesterday's video. Just got a lot of stuff going on. Just like I would like to know his take. Like when I showed this, just some of the stuff, some of the surface level stuff going on in potential XRP La La Land. I don't know, man. Like the Connects platform, JP Morgan, all this stuff yesterday, the connections, Visa. I mean, all these guys are joining together now for that OUSD. That's the main thing going on right now. That's really throws a curveball in the market, kind of. OUSD just rewrote the stablecoin playbook, and almost nobody outside crypto Twitter has even noticed. It tells you how early we are as we cross the chasm. Yeah, we're crossing the chasm now. That's wild. Issued natively on Solana, built by Zach Abrams, the guy who sold Bridge to Stripe for $1.1 billion. Stripe declared it their default SC. Here's everything we know, don't know, and what I think it means. Number one is the facts, all right? OpenUSD launched on June 30th, 2026, backed by 140 plus companies, Visa, MasterCard, Stripe, BlackRock, BNY, Coinbase, Google, Ripple. A lot of people, okay? So there we go. Native issuance on Solana. Zero. This is a big one. Zero fees to mint/redeem. No volume caps for partners. Nearly all reserve yield flows to partners, not the issuer. Circle dropped 15 to 17% the same day on the news. But some stuff that's still on the gray is no confirmed launch date, only later this year, just kind of like around October DTCC. They're saying they're getting their full rollout on the tokenization front. So that's kind of wild. They're starting to dip their toe in mid-July. They have that pilot date, but they're not calling it a pilot. Whatever. What do you call that? Oh, it's a beta test. Just call it a fucking pilot. It's a pilot. That's it. I guess it's not a pilot because they've already tested it. It's just like getting the ball rolling because, as they say, that's a big task that you can't really have any hiccups in, dude. Trying to move trillions and trillions of value. You know, you test that for a long time before introducing that shit. Just on how complex the issue is. The neutral governance board, okay. Partners, not a single issuer function. So it functions more like a payment network, a Visa, MasterCard model than traditional crypto issuer. So this is a bet on owning the largest shared financial network. It's not a bet against the dollar. A bet on not needing a single company to control it. Yo, this is like the Council of Ricks being made right now. Who's in? We know who's in, bro. Anybody who's anybody, but you know who's out? You know who's not in? Is Circle, Tether, and PayPal. The three largest stablecoin issuers on Earth, and each of their responses to this announcement was interesting. So, on the bank, like Paulo Donio and Jeremy Allaire. I think I have it in here. Jeremy Allaire wrote a long thread, and then the next day today, another massive long thread going into it. I haven't dipped my toe into it yet, but this is an interesting move. Interesting, as Tim Dillon says, interesting, but it is. 4 large U.S. banks are sitting out of it, seemingly. J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, and Wells Fargo. Why? Not officially stated, but JPM already runs its own tokenized money market fund on Ethereum. The pattern says these 4 are building proprietary rails instead of joining a shared consortium. Watch for their own coin. JPM coin. JPM coin. Oh my god, I can't wait to fucking use it. 3 to remember. Coinbase co-founded USDC's original governance body with Circle back in 2018. Its return to a multi-party consortium model 7 years later is not a small thing. I always remember, Coinbase had a sweetheart deal with Circle, and then something happened within that relationship. Coinbase is just jumping to its next. It's a leech, bro. Fucking, oh, it sucked you dry. All right, now it goes here. It's got to make money too. How do you, he's got... Never mind. I was going to say something about Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong, come on this podcast, whatever this is, the show. This is direct assault on the single most profitable part of running a stablecoin, the reserve float, the pot of gold, guys. Like, you look at, like, if you imagine a fucking double rainbow, beautiful, vivid, 1080p, pot of gold sitting under that. These guys want that. That's what that is. That's the honeypot. That's the jackpot. This is just like a small piece of that gold. This gold will, it's like the apple, dude. What does the apple give you? Eternal life. That's how bad they want it. And they're going to get it. California's DFAL, okay? It took effect this same week. MiCA regulation official deadline just went live too, July 1st, today. Interesting. DTCC launched the 24x5 a couple days ago. Crazy. It's going to be a Subaru summer. That's what we're hoping. So any OUSD partner serving California residents now needs a commissioner approval for the stablecoin. Just have to make it as difficult as possible. Okay. A real compliance gate sitting right on top of this launch window. Other states may follow California as state regulation on top of Genius. This almost sounds like, yet again, that the businesses who had been out there making the moves and getting the MiCA regulation ready over the years, because I know Coinbase has had it for a while. Ripple's in that. I'm pretty sure Circle is. The point is, there's just now you have to meet this standard. Otherwise, you can't play in the casino. So anyone who's been playing in the casino, you got to figure something else out because it ain't going to work here no more. So that's what's interesting about the Tether stuff. And he's like, oh, the number two stablecoin just rolled up to the scene. Did it? Listen, say what you will about Jake Claver, but I've been always wondering what would take Tether down if Tether ever actually goes down. Mike, Tether's proof it'll never go down. Whatever. Maybe it serves a place in the market so people can still like trade bombs and shit. Like it's money laundering hell. But turns out that's not the case because it's programmable money. We could freeze it, all this shit. They've been doing it. Okay. So any asset that can circumnavigate that is an interesting asset. That's why they look at a lot of these privacy coins and stuff. And you always remember the likes of John McAfee. We'll say what you will about him. I'm pretty sure he was a proponent of Monero always. He was like, you want actual fucking privacy, use Monero. And he's like freaking out. So Jeremy Allaire, dude. Jeremy and Brian Armstrong, literal brothers from another mother. That is insane. We've had lots of questions from our investor community looking for thoughts on OUSD. And so I thought I'd share my direct views here for anyone. Okay. I'm not going to read all that, at least right now. Dude, it's long. He's like, we've had a lot of concern. But the investors, they want their money. They're like, does this hurt our business? That's like Spider-Man taking on the Sinister Six. But Spider-Man wins. I'm sure there's stories where the Sinister Six absolutely mark Spider-Man because they do in the Insomniac game, which is fucking tough as nails. But then you're the underdog now. Because you're going up against the fucking army, bro. Can you hang against the army? Business will talk. Business will talk at the end of the day. The money walks. Who's this guy? What the hell is he saying? What are you saying to me right now, dude? He's saying we? Who's this we? We Sports? Alright, he's speaking way too Alvin in the chat. It's 175. Why am I on 175, dude?
We just published a deep dive on RLUSD's growth in XRP, and there's 3 things to know. First, RLUSD hasn't displaced XRP. It's run.
What is the Focusrite box picking up? Oh, hold up. This audio might be jacked. We're doing this live. Oh, is there just mad? Oh, there's mad static. Okay, or something like that.
Every RLUSD trade and transfer settles on XRP and pairs primarily against XRP. Second, it's the most traded asset on the network. RLUSD's share of all on-chain trading on XRP went from just under 1% to about 12% in under 18 months. And it's the RLUSD to XRP pair that has cleared roughly $900 million in 6 months. And 3, that activity feeds XRP directly. So a bigger dollar market means more XRP activity and deeper liquidity. About half of all RLUSD in circulation now sits on XRP, and that's up from about 17% in April. And so the takeaway, the dollar and XRP do different jobs. And the more the dollar gets used, the more active the XRP network becomes.
Man, I just want as much activity on the XRPL at the end of the day. I don't care what it takes to get there. Just make it happen. These guys doing a bunch of talking. Guys, I'm sorry about the mic. If there was mic stuff going on, I won't know till I watch the video back. Something's up with it. RLUSD and any other issued asset on the XRP ledger feeds the DEX and makes XRP useful on the network. The XRP ledger loves stablecoins and tokens. It's built as a multi-currency ledger first. I just want as much activity on it as possible at the end of the day. So my bet over the next 10 years is that, yeah, I imagine the price of the base token being more than it is now. That's just my guess in a 10-year period if I'm just investing in some of these early. What do we know about early? If this is a fucking industry that's supposed to be here, that's moving, they need the stablecoin plague. They need it. There's a good video by Andre Jick, I think his name is, and he's been spitting facts recently. I feel like I watched his videos back in the day, and I was just kind of like whatever about him. But when it comes to however he's getting his knowledge on how the stablecoin plague, as just what I call it, is being introduced and tokenization and everything, and it's like they're still trying to, not him, just the sailor's whole operation, how it plays in this story. Does he go down with the ship? People pray on his downfall. Peter Schiff always out there. I got a video throughout the years, just like when you watch the news and they take all different clips and they put them together and they're all saying the same thing. It's the same thing with Peter Schiff and those clips saying Bitcoin's going to zero, all this shit throughout many, many years. So Bare Naked Crypto is saying, let's just hope that crypto wasn't a scam to push stable coins to stem the bleeding of the US dollar losing global dominance, because it's kind of looking like that right now. Almost like that was the plan the whole time. Massive consortium of financial institutions are launching a new stablecoin, OpenUSD. So I do want to hear some of Vet's thoughts. Number one, he's saying this puts pressure on passing the Clarity Act. The industry demands it. JP Morgan is kind of like wording it that they don't need the Clarity Act. So that was interesting. That's all I can ever say, but it's true. That was the other day. I think I covered it in the video a little bit. Number two, by having this strong consortium, it also protects the crypto industry against future potential hostile administrations in the U.S. That is true. We stand together at the end of fucking Avengers Endgame. Zero minting and redemption fees, reserve revenue share, and collaborative governance are very strong pillars for OpenUSD. Also, at least an attempt, combats the fragmentation of stablecoins and liquidity. It does if you just have one huge Mac Daddy. It will be interesting to see how those partners in the consortium will use OpenUSD, given that a few Ripple, Coinbase, and BlackRock have their own stablecoins or associated coins with RLUSD or USDC or BIDL. BIDL. Isn't that what they settled on XRPL through the Connects platform and Ondo and MasterCard? The one we were just looking at the other day? So all the tokenization and just this whole equation goes together to an extent. Like this guy saying, he's going, Swift is using Chainlink to connect 11,000 banks. We still forget about like Swift is still out there too. Swift is using Chainlink to connect 11,000 banks to any blockchain, not just XRPL. There you go. It's going to be a fucking handful of them. What are we talking about? DTCC already integrated Canton and Stellar. DTCC looks like it will be agnostic. They were also at Hedericon and Solana Accelerate. Obviously, DTCC has patents with XRP and XLM and multiple networks. It's not about any one network. That's just the reality of it, you know. And then hedge your bets accordingly. Do your research on the tokens, and if you hold them for 5 to 10 years, like what the hell? I don't know if we're really gonna get rich overnight. I mean, but it hasn't really been overnight, you know. Depending on how long you've been involved in this type of stuff, who knows? The future will be multi-chain. We get the picture, dude. Chainlink will let all of them communicate. Yeah, that's it. That's the name of the game. Crypto is now the biggest corporate political spender in America. Ripple, Coinbase, and Andreessen Horowitz have poured $189 million into the 2026 midterms, 37% of all $517 million in corporate donations tracked. This already beats the industry's entire 2024 spend, and November is still 4 months away. You don't want to be on the end of that crypto cannon, dude. Justin, President Donnie says he is profiting from the presidency because the stock market's going up. Yeah, I'm sure that's why. Yeah, for sure. Who is this? Hester Pierce. She's saying SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce on the Clarity Act. I'm still optimistic it will get done this summer. I doubt
Very
it.
hard on it. The House did their work, and the Senate has been working hard. So I do still I'm still optimistic that it will get done this summer. It's a lot of hours of work have been put in by a lot of people, both in the House and the Senate, and there's still a lot of work happening now. So I expect that we'll see it pass soon. You know, it's legislation is very hard. I know that from the time that I spent on the Senate Banking Committee. There are a lot of moving pieces, and this is a big piece of legislation, and it's trying to do a lot of hard things too. So I think they're making good progress. Very hard on it.
Yeah, they're making good progress. That's what they're doing. Guys, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, right? You got to do it right now. You got to join our group, the Patreon, the Minutemen. Link in the description below. Exclusive videos weekly. All right? This is where we go deep. We go deep. We got smoke sessions. The Iran alien coup was a crazy one we read about. Mainly, I'm wrapping the video up because I can't tell what's wrong with the microphone, so I might have just recorded that. So if you're seeing this, you got lucky. I salvaged it. Hit the like